Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 504.
504.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. There is so much coming in the next, the next year or so. Mm-hmm. But we've got this summer, we've got Tiana's Bayou Adventure coming. We don't have an exact date on that yet, but we're going to be talking a little bit about that.
Epic Universe.
Yeah, and I was just about to mention Epic Universe. They are going to announce that, it sounds like, on Thursday. So much coming, and check out MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. Head to their website and fill out a no-obligation quote. Also, we're talking about Disneyland Paris, and they do that as well.
So this week we were on our way to the Magic Kingdom, and we spotted these cabins, the Fort Wilderness cabins, being transported away from Fort Wilderness.
Well, because they're being replaced by the DVC cabins at Fort Wilderness, which is going to be, well, a DVC resort is what, so it'll be very interesting to see the new cabins once they arrive.
There's a concept art right there of one of the new cabins.
Yes, so both cabins sleep up to 6, so the new one and the one that we just saw being taken away, and include a kitchen, and reservations are now open for everybody to book the new cabins, not just DVC.
So, non-DVC, we could even book one.
Yes, that's what I read online. And they're starting with one loop, and then more will be added throughout the year. So when they open on July 1st, it sounds like just that one loop will be open.
So we made it to the Magic Kingdom. It was a beautiful day. We're actually showing some video from our last 2 trips, both this week, to the Magic Kingdom. And first we're going to talk about Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And again, we mentioned earlier, we don't know the opening date, but it says summer of 2024, and summer is fast approaching.
It is. I mean, it's hard to believe. It feels like the year just started, and now we're almost into April.
It is spring, though. Spring happened since our last show.
And you mentioned that we had gone to the Magic Kingdom twice. There was quite a bit of work going on that first day that we came here. So we're just looking here. There's been so much foliage added to Tiana's Bayou Adventure here. And also,
the Bayou is really filling in, one might say.
And there was testing going on. We did not see the testing, but we're going to talk about the signs and show the signs, because that's the main reason we went the second day to the kingdom.
And, in my lifetime, it's not the first time, though, that I've seen testing here, because back in '92, in July of '92, I was around for the original testing for Splash Mountain. So we'll show some vintage pictures of that and kind of compare what it was like in '92 versus the testing that's going on right now.
And so while we're looking here, we had gone on the Walt Disney World Railroad to look at the queue. And also, I didn't mention there's going to be dozens of new audio animatronics in the attraction, including Princess Tiana. Well, Tiana in her adventure outfit, which we're going to show, I believe, as well.
Yeah, it takes place, the ride takes place after the events of The Princess and the Frog, so I find that very interesting. You have Tiana as a little bit older at the time, making those beignets.
Yes, and you're going to be able to smell beignets, we've been told, in the queue. That's one of the announcements.
I'm hoping we're able to taste beignets close by.
Well,
I mean, you already can, right? They already have a special going on.
Well, it's not a special. I mean, I think they have a limited time.
Yeah, that's what
nearby.
I mean, a limited time.
I've heard that they don't taste quite the same as, like, if you went to Disney's Port Orleans French Quarter. We didn't try them this week.
Next week when we go back.
We may try them.
The reason we didn't try them is because we had already had a giant breakfast. So we will definitely be doing that. And here, you had mentioned some of the inside scenes and also that Tiana animatronic. We're going to show that. We haven't never talked about that before, and there she is. It looks really well done.
Yeah, I can't wait. Everybody wants the audio animatronics, right? Mm-hmm. And we're going to have them, quite a few of them on this attraction.
And here are the new signs that you had mentioned. I guess we had just missed the testing, because you could still see some of the water that was inside. They usually will drain it right after the testing is done.
I didn't know that. Yeah. I didn't know when they do it, but it says we are ride testing only, opening this summer. Again, we don't have a date, but a lot of times you start having at least the previews by Memorial Day, so we'll see.
And here's a very familiar sign again. This was in July of 1992, and I was there at the Magic Kingdom, and they were doing ride testing, and it looks very familiar what's going on. They would, you would think, oh no, they're not going to have testing anytime soon. It's totally dry. You would be surprised how fast they can fill the area there with the water, and the logs can be running. It doesn't take as long as you would think.
And here is, you can see a canoe in the foreground.
Yeah, back in 92, you had different things going on in the rivers of America, including you have a keel boat there. You just saw the canoe. Did you ever get a chance to do the canoe in all your time at the Magic Kingdom?
No, not at the Magic Kingdom.
But you certainly a keel boat.
No, I don't know if I did. I don't know.
Outrageous. The Jungle Cruise of the rivers of America.
I didn't spend as much time in the Liberty Square area, I think, growing up.
And there's a very, very similar look here. You can even see the opening Splash Mountain sign down there. And of course, if you look in the distance, there is the ride testing sign. So just a little look back. But now I hope everybody's hungry, because we're going to go to Disneyland Paris and talk all about our favorite restaurant in the resort at the moment. It is Rosalie.
I love Rosalie. It is my favorite restaurant right
We
now.
love Rosalie.
And I really was looking forward to it, but it was better than I thought.
Yeah, I would hope so. We did 4 dinners and 2 breakfasts with friends also. And we also did some takeaway, I think 2 takeaway. So you would think that we are big fans of it.
Yes. It's Brasserie Rosalie had opened late last year at Disney Village in Disneyland Paris. And quite frankly, it is like the best food at Disneyland Paris.
I think so.
And we're just taking a look again. It's like a traditional brasserie, and really just beautifully done. And you can get like lobster here and other items that you can't get on Walt Disney World on Disneyland Paris property.
And we're looking at some of the tap beer, and I did try the Grimbergen Blonde, and I tried the 1664 throughout our visit. And I know you tried some of the cocktails there.
Yeah, I mean, you tried something it's not like you're trying it. You had it before.
Well, I had it on draft right there. And we gave a test of these lobsters. Unlike the lobsters last week, though, I don't think these are going to be moving.
No. And here are, there's shrimp, and there's...
Head-on shrimp, by the way. That's how they do it there in France.
I mean, there's a lot for you here as far as seafood, and there's actually plenty for me, and even more now on the menu, because the menu at Rosalie has been evolving over the last few months. They are owned also by the same company that does Angelina in Paris, and so you can find the hot chocolate and the tea and the Mont Blanc. Those items are from the Angelina as well.
I see an Aperol Spritz. Somehow I think that's going to end up at the table.
I did
There's
have
that beer menu
several times.
We need to try. We need to go back, because I see 2 more drafts that I haven't tried yet. So I think a trip back to Disneyland Paris this fall has to be in the works.
Just to go eat, just to go eat. And you can see they have that half lobster,
I need
whole
to
lobster.
try the Rosalie menu, but I need someone else to try
The
it
platter.
with me, right? Because you won't eat most of those things, so we'll have to
You
invite
should eat it
one of
all.
our seafood. Oh, well, that's true. You can get the 1-person version.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, no, for 58 euros, you can get like all those items, all those. Do you eat oysters? I don't even know.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's plenty for you there. They have also that creamy lobster pot pie. It sounds like a lot of money for almost 50 euros, but I thought everything that we had was excellent and pretty well priced.
And everything is properly glassed. There's the Grimbergen, and I think that is your Aperol Spritz.
It is my Aperol Spritz. I would like to have... It would be nice to have one of those Rosalie glasses. Like, they should sell those.
Maybe they will. Maybe if we ask nicely, they would sell one to us.
And they have bread. Even
delicious bread and bird.
Yes.
Too.
Even in the morning when you have breakfast, you get bread. Like, so if you're getting croissant, you get your bread with a croissant and everything. I thought the butter was nice. I think Disneyland Paris has good butter, whether you're at Rosalie or not. And that is the butternut soup, chestnut soup.
Oh, delicious.
Oh, my gosh.
With the big chunks chestnuts in
Soft
there.
chestnuts.
So good. So good.
And I would have one of these, and I think that's 8.50 euros now. It was like 11 euros. So
outrageous. The price actually goes down.
Some items went up a little bit. Then they've added some items. Some have gone down. This is the Toulouse pork sausage, which is currently 21.50 euros.
It doesn't look like it, but this kind of is sort of like a bangers and mash type of a deal. That's what it tastes like. It was probably of all the items I've had the one I like the least, and I love this. I would get this again. That just shows you the quality of what we're dealing with.
And this is a braised beef with Parmesan rigatoni.
Amazing.
Which when I saw it, I'm like, oh, there's not really any beef in here.
Bigger than it looks also. This is a huge portion.
It's really nice. I took some home each time because I had it 2 or 3 times.
And that's another thing. You're allowed to take the food home here at Rosalie, where in some of the Disneyland restaurants, you can't.
Well, I mean, they have boxes ready to go.
Right.
So I think we're going to show the beef.
We are,
because
indeed.
I mentioned that I looked at it and I'm like, oh, there's no beef here. I actually prefer the pasta over beef, but I like to have both.
You will not be disappointed. There is a
Right.
massive amount of beef.
There is quite a bit.
Huge pieces down there.
Really big chunks. So when you get it and it's like, oh, it's mostly pasta, but it's really not. There's a lot of beef in there.
So this is from another visit, 1664 for me on draft, and I'm not quite sure. I believe that might even be a margarita that you had there.
I did. I was a little disappointed in the margarita size. I don't need a big one. Like in when you go to any restaurant, it's like usually huge here, but it was very small.
Now these utensils can only mean one thing. Hippos. No. We're going to have a nice lobster coming to the table. It is a Canadian lobster served warm, and also it comes with some frites. And this was amazing, delicious. I can't wait to get this again. I wish I ended up coming back to the restaurant 2 more times for dinner, and I didn't get the lobster because we wanted to show a variety. But I think we've shown enough where I can get this again because it was really amazing lobster.
48 euros. It comes with fries, and I think that's...
Yes, the fries, nothing special.
Nothing
I have to
special.
mention, the fries were the least special of anything we've had.
Yes.
All 4 dinners, 2 lunches, they were just okay for the frites.
Right, they're not special. But the lobster, to be able to get a full lobster on Disneyland Paris property, I thought was amazing because I've always tried to find you lobster in Paris. So
For you.
I had the chicken supreme with morel mushrooms. This was 25 euros. Now, the chicken was very good, but the star of the show here was the gratin dauphinois, which is behind it.
And we will be showing that, of course.
But the chicken was good. I brought it home. I brought some home. You had some of the gratin as well.
The gratin. We were told by our server that was one of the most popular items, and I can see why. It was absolutely delicious. Delicious.
So when you look at 25 euros, that gratin, you would pay at least 10 euros or more for that. I think it was such a fabulous value.
Oh, what a generous pan. I forgot that I left this in there, but you don't even really need to use these utensils. The lobster came out of its shell quite easily.
And we always ate out here. We really liked it. It's almost like going outside.
Yes.
Even though you're not really outside.
The terrace. It's an enclosed terrace, but it was beautiful. This is what we had. I had the 3rd time.
Rosalie sauerkraut.
And it's a traditional, the chef, I guess, is a traditional item here that he makes. And I was told by one of our French friends we were with, oh, give it a try. Absolutely delicious. Right behind the lobster. That's how good. I can't wait to have this again. So delicious.
It was 28 euros. And
bargain.
Has so much in it. There was so much in it. What was your favorite part of that?
I like the sauerkraut.
Oh.
The sauerkraut went really well with all the various sausages. It was, the sausages were top notch too. It was excellent.
And that is the hot chocolate, and you can see the little Angelina biscuit. And that, I was told, was the Angelina hot chocolate from this famous tea house in Paris, which we've never been to, but I want to go to.
Well, you had that hot chocolate
several
a number
times,
of
yes,
times,
including for breakfast.
So that was a big hit for you. You said it was amazing. And
it
you
was
loved it.
Lovely. It was wonderful. And it depended on also how much they put in the cup, because sometimes it was half full, sometimes it was all full. And those are, the profiteroles, which were also amazing. And you can see everything is plated perfectly here. Everything looks great. And I can't think of anywhere on Disneyland Paris property that we've eaten at.
But one of the rare times where it tastes just as good, if not better than it looks. I mean, these were delicious.
Everything was here except, the fries weren't that great.
Right,
but
they were average fries, but everything else makes up for that.
And this is with Valrhona chocolate sauce. So, high quality chocolate for 12.50 euros. And when we walked out one time, there was 5 of them, in the afternoon.
Yeah,
they were all over the tables. And also, let's see, this is the souffled Valrhona chocolate mousse, €12. Also excellent, very soft. You can see it's like such a soft chocolate item.
And we got to try the
And
ice
with
cream.
the ice cream.
The ice cream is delicious. And I know they have a variety of ice cream. That'll be very popular in the summertime.
And this is the floating island with custard sauce and salted butter caramel, €10.50. I thought that was very nice as well. But I also want to mention that they added, since we've been there, the Mont Blanc Angelina. It's a meringue with chestnut cream vermicelli for €13, which is very famous in Paris. And so to have it here at Disneyland Paris and be able to have it, to just walk into this amazing restaurant is incredible. And we went at off times, so it looks like nobody's here.
This is
because
the
nobody was
upstairs
here at the
area.
time.
Literally, nobody was here upstairs. So
yeah,
we're
nobody
just,
was upstairs.
having a look around, and we have a beautiful view of the panoramique balloon going on there. Here is more of the upstairs. Very elegant. It would be just fine to eat up there as well. But I do think I always want to be on the patio if possible.
Unless you're by like a window upstairs. But I really like and I don't even know what to call it. It's like a terrace. Like it's all enclosed.
Right.
I don't think that they can open anything. I don't know. Except those doors that nobody's allowed in or out of.
Right. It's always fun to watch people try to go in the doors to the terrace while you're there.
And I did see team members, workers eating upstairs. So, but eventually, someday, they'll probably be filling the whole restaurant.
And you even can have a few little treats on the way out. But we are not leaving for long because we are now going to talk about breakfast. It is breakfast time at Rosalie. And also, breakfast did not disappoint.
And breakfast at Rosalie is it's like an express breakfast. It's something where there's only a few different items. And like the Rosalie, the €18 one, you include the scrambled eggs and the bread and the drink of your choice and the orange juice. And, you have a lot. I think that one just includes the eggs over a couple of the other ones.
And you only have a 2-hour window. It says from 8:30 to 10:30. So it's not a big, long breakfast seating. But on the other hand, it's not rushed either. So if you want to relax, like in our case, we were with friends at one time. We just kind of relaxed. We had a nice, very nice, drawn out, relaxed, no rush breakfast.
I really enjoyed the bread here, the croissant, the pain au chocolat, and
all the preserves too. I quite like the selection of preserves that you're given. Here's a plate of scrambled eggs.
The eggs for me were just okay. There was quite a lot of them. I only ordered them the one time. What did we go 3 times to breakfast or twice? Only twice. It feels like we did several. And then the fruit salad was very nice. I thought that the price for what you get is very good because you get like let's say the hot chocolate is normally €6, and then the orange juice is like, it seems fresh squeezed.
Yes, it was. I want to mention
really
that
good.
is a cappuccino. It was probably the best of the cappuccino I had the entire visit to France this time, and I loved the orange juice. It was fresh squeezed, and again, you get bread with the bread. And we always had a little bit of bread to take back. We only would usually eat one of these long strips of bread here, and we would take the other one with us to the park. And by late afternoon, you have a little snack.
And it's so good, right? And I mean,
delicious.
Yeah, and the orange juice, they don't give you like a ton of orange juice, but it's high quality. So it's not like going to Hotel Cheyenne. It's not.
Remy's drink.
Yes,
very fancy.
I think that's the Viennese, and it looks so good. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, he made us jealous with this nice selection here.
And this is a brioche, and I think we tried that as well.
Yes.
A little bit of that. But there was really nice amount of bread here, so it was good for, bringing around as a snack.
And I'm just kind of showing a few pictures of the setup, but yeah, breakfast again was very good. So all in all, I highly recommend Rosalie. I can't wait to go back. I want to go back now. I have a feeling we won't be eating in many of the park restaurants anytime soon because the level of quality is just so high.
So much higher at Rosalie than anywhere I've been.
And that includes Waltz. That includes the Remy restaurant. All of the restaurants that we normally go to.
Well, Waltz was closed this time, but Waltz, they don't have such a big menu anymore.
It's a great location, wonderful, beautiful location. It's a superior location, honestly, but the menu is very, very limited, very limited.
And the food is, for me, just so-so.
Yeah.
But Rosalie, by far, over any restaurants really at almost any Disney location.
So that is another show. We want to thank our sponsor, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel.
Yes, head to their website, fill out a no obligation quote for Walt Disney World, Disneyland. Oh, we've got the Disney Cruise Line. You've got the new island coming up. It's so much news about Disney Cruise Line, especially, and also we have Universal, and they should have that announcement. I believe it's on Thursday.
I've heard it's going to be an epic announcement. Yes. So that's what they're teasing. So that should be very interesting. We'll be talking about that, I'm sure, next week. Also, next week will be our Easter show, so we'll talk about anything that we find around the resorts for Easter. We already have some things, including the Epcot Easter egg hunt and some of the Grand Floridian, just some highlights of the various Easter activities that we've done so far, and then anything that happens Easter weekend. So it'll be a nice week Easter show next week as well.
I want to go back to Rosalie.
I love Rosalie. They need to make a Rosalie here at Disney Springs. We'll be there every week. I know it.
The first time we went to Rosalie, it was a snow day as well.
I bet you're hungry right now.
Yes. And
didn't I tell you when I was editing this thing, it was killing me the other day?
And I said that day, we had snow and then such a great meal at Rosalie. And I said, if this is all we came for, if we
had left the next day, it would have been worth that trip.
It would have been worth it.
But the next day we had more snow. And you know what else we had? More Rosalie. 2 days in a row. That was Lobster Day, day number 2. They were starting to get to know us. And that was, if it wasn't for that Disneyland hotel stay, we would have been at Rosalie even more. I'm sure of that.
Yes. Yeah, we would have been.
So thanks again for listening. Have a great week. And we'll see you all next week.
Have a great week.